gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull.
This is actually a replacement unit provided by Honor. At first, I assumed this blade-style battery was just a dummy model, but once I held it in my hand, it felt far more real and substantial than what the numbers on paper suggest. That said, Honor's goal this time clearly goes beyond just impressing on a spec sheet. My initial reaction to the phone was that it didn't look very different. It still feels incredibly slim and lightweight. The Snow White version measures around 8.75 millimeters thick when folded and weighs about 219 grams, which is surprisingly reasonable even compared to standard candy bar smartphones. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Mickey from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. After spending a few days with it, I can confidently say the in-hand feel has definitely improved. One thing I've always noticed with foldables is how uncomfortable they can be for left-handed users like me, especially around the bottom part of the hinge where it often feels awkward and intrusive. With the V6, that issue is much less noticeable. The edges feel smoother, the frame has subtle chamfered detailing, and the ports feel more reinforced. The combination of slimness, lightweight, and solid build quality really stands out. I'm also a big fan of this new red and gold color combination. Back has a leather section with a brown, fur-like texture, but instead of feeling soft and plush, it's actually smoother and more refined. Paired with the brushed mid-frame and a hinge that reflects light in interesting ways, the overall design gives off a very premium vibe. At first glance, it definitely doesn't feel like a cheap device. Interestingly, the V6 doesn't come with a pre-installed screen protector. Instead, it includes a black protective case. Honor calls this display the True Black Diamond Screen, which basically means it has built-in anti-reflective properties and improved scratch resistance. What you're seeing now is how the screen looks after about 2 weeks of use, including one accidental drop during the New Year period. As expected, screens usually struggle to balance scratch resistance, durability, and low reflectivity all at once, but Honor has clearly tried to push those limits here. The reflection handling is especially impressive. Compared to other phones, reflections appear noticeably darker, which adds to the premium feel, especially if you prefer using your phone without a case or protector like I do. Still, if you're concerned about protection, this is a bare screen setup. Personally, I'd recommend an AR-coated screen protector, like the one from Lubin, which enhances visibility while maintaining that anti-reflective benefit. The outer display now has even slimmer bezels than before, and the crease on the inner display is better controlled as well. Honor claims their new bridge hinge design significantly reduces the crease visibility, making it one of the best in the industry. The inner screen now uses UTG material, offering strength that's comparable to the outer display. Durability is another strong point. The V6 supports IP68 and IP69 ratings and can even withstand water depths of up to 4 meters. At the end of the day, this is a device meant for daily use, not something fragile that needs to be handled like a showpiece. When it comes to display quality, there's really nothing to complain about. The visuals are crisp and clear. The outer screen can reach up to 2000 nits in full brightness, while the inner screen goes up to 1300 nits, with peak brightness levels exceeding 5000 nits on both. You also get 43.320 Hz PWM dimming on both displays, along with all the standard eye protection features. There's even ADR technology, adaptive dynamic range, which boosts HDR-like effects even on standard 1080p SDR videos, so you get a more vibrant viewing experience without needing extra subscriptions, though ironically, 1080p itself sometimes still requires one. The only real downside is the side-mounted fingerprint sensor. While we don't expect advanced solutions like ultrasonic sensors or more complex hinge integrations just yet, this placement can feel a bit inconvenient, especially for left-handed users like me. Hopefully, future thinner and lighter models will adopt in-display fingerprint technology. Overall, the display quality on this generation is seriously impressive. The 1TB variant comes packed with a massive 7150 mAh battery, which is honestly impressive considering the phone hasn't gained much in terms of thickness or weight. During my usage over the Lunar New Year, watching videos, gaming, handling documents, and scrolling through social media, I was only using about 30% of the battery per day. In a standard 3-hour battery test, that leaves around 80% remaining on the outer display and about 75% on the inner screen. That's right up there with other foldables in the same capacity range and even rivals some phones known for huge batteries. So does that mean the next Magic L is in trouble? Charging has also taken a nice leap forward. You get 80-watt wired and 66-watt wireless charging, which is a solid upgrade over the previous generation. In my testing, a full wired charge took roughly 55 minutes. But what really stood out to me is the included 120-watt fast charger. It's compact, supports multiple fast charging protocols from brands like Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo, and Vivo, and it even managed to fully charge my MacBook. I liked it so much that I immediately kept it as part of my regular setup. When it comes to performance, this might be the only foldable this year running the full Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen5 processor. Yes, a proper flagship chip inside a foldable. It handles Genshin Impact at a stable 60 FPS, and games like Honor of Kings and PUBG Mobile not only run smoothly, but even support native 120 FPS. Unless you're pushing it with extremely demanding scenarios, everything from daily tasks to gaming and video playback feels fluid and responsive. I've always believed foldables should focus on multitasking, and that requires strong performance. If heat management and battery life are under control and the price is reasonable, then there's really no downside. Now let's talk about the camera setup. The 15mm ultra-wide lens makes it easy to capture expansive shots, while the 50-megapixel main camera performs reliably across different lighting conditions. The 64-megapixel 3-dyes telephoto lens stands out as one of the highest resolution zoom cameras in any foldable right now. Its 70mm focal length hits a sweet spot, and it even supports macro photography. Even when you crop up to 6x zoom, the images remain impressively sharp. Add in sepia 6.5 image stabilization, and you get great results for portraits and night shots. On top of that, you get Honor's signature color styles, film filters, outer screen shooting previews, and a new AI cinematic color tracking feature. On the software side, the V6 runs Magic OS X, bringing a big upgrade in AI-driven productivity while building on the features introduced in last year's V5. Just taking a quick look at its PPT and document tools already gives you an idea of what it can do. If you're someone who sits through meetings or frequently shares content, the built-in meeting AI can handle a lot for you. It captures key points, highlights details you might miss, and even generates quick summaries automatically. Honestly, it feels like a cheat code for productivity. What makes it even more interesting is that it's one of the few devices with native meeting integration across all apps, whether you're online or offline. As a temporary productivity device, paired with its document AI, you can edit drafts and presentations while keeping the original formatting intact, adding, removing, or tweaking content seamlessly. Once you try it, you really start to see its potential. Recently, I've also been tracking things like gold and oil stocks, and the Magic V6 offers a unique dual-screen experience that's pretty rare on Android. It's also currently the only device that supports smooth data transfer across Android, Harmony OS, iOS, Mac, and Windows ecosystems. One of the most practical features, in my opinion, is the PC-level 3-window multitasking. There's a permanent shortcut in the inner screen's dock, and you can save frequently used app combinations for quick access. I've always described foldables like a drawer system. You keep things tucked away when you don't need them and unfold the screen when you want more space. Since you can't physically expand a desktop, the idea is to add more drawers that you can open instantly and switch between effortlessly. That's exactly what this experience feels like. To be honest, foldable phones have been evolving for quite a while now. Over the years, I've used and reviewed at least 20 or 30 different models, and you can really feel how much they've improved step by step. The base version of the Honor Magic V6 starts at 8,999 yuan in China, which is roughly 973 pounds in the UK, or about $1,309 in the US. But as always, the hardest part to perfect is the overall user experience. It's like the final cut in a woodworking project. With the V6, Honor seems to have delivered its answer for 2026. The battery life, camera system, display, software, and durability all come together really well. It genuinely earns its place as a top-tier foldable. So if the pricing works for you, I'd still say the Magic V6 is absolutely worth considering. That's it for this video. If you've got any questions about the Honor Magic V6, drop them in the comments or the bullet chat. I'm Max, and I'll catch you in the next one.